Hey, what you doing? What you doing? It is your girl, Coach Perry. I am so excited to be back in this element and to be back in this space with you guys. Unless y'all see, got another little cozy spot because I just want to be cozy and all together with you guys. And the title say, allow me to reintroduce myself. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Reintroduce myself to you guys as a social change agent that bridged the gap between talkers versus doers. I have been doing a lot, but in the midst of that, I've learned so much as well too. So I'm back, baby. Yeah, I'm trying because I'm just so excited about this space and there. I'm feeling all good. I'm in all, a good spot, a good area, sitting and everything. So I'm kind of perked up. I really am. But as I said, allow me to introduce myself. As you guys many know, Talkers vs. Doors podcast was originally when I really started jumping on here on YouTube. So don't forget, binge watch the rest of those. There still will be a channel, Talkers vs. Doors, but sometimes life be life and things change, things happen. And that's where I'm at now. One of the things, just give a small recap of how I came from Talkers vs. Doors first, and then also Coach Perry. So Talkers vs. Doors kind of built on 2020, lost my job in the midst of everything of amazing COVID that went on. It still allowed me to branch out and build this amazing person of where I am now. But in that, I went through a process of wondering who I was, trying to identify myself again, because this job I had been at for 10 and a half years, that was basically part of my identity and who I was as a person, shall I say, or shall I thought. But it was just actually wrapping me for my journal where I'm at now. Excuse me. And so in the midst of doing that, I went through a late night where, God, higher being, whatever so you may call, woke me up and was like, are you going to keep talking about this area of distress that you're in? Or are you going to do something about it? Revamp, that was Talkers versus Doors, of kind of how to start going. Got connected with some amazing people. Shout out to my brother Mike James. He still is the co-host too on Talkers versus Doors. And shout out to all the other amazing people that has been on Talkers versus Doors. As y'all see, I got me a little throw and everything. Girl, homeboy, friend, sis. I'm gonna be all over on this, on it, because when so many things happen to us, a lot of people can take it as negative, but I took it as a power. And you guys see, I'm just in much a better space. And I'm going to get that to you guys too as well. And I'm going to help you get there too by any form of fashion that you receive from me. Not saying I'm going to just pour therapeutic and everything in you. That is great. But I want you to be able to just feel good, because I'm not here to push anything on nobody when it comes from that psychology or therapy side. As many of you know, background is psychology and social work, but we're going to put a little twist on it. And I'm going to get to that part there. But however, Talkers versus Jules was birthed from there, from all those different things. And so many other people was just like, I'm a doormat. I've been going through a lot of stuff. I want to change. I need to stop talking. And now we birthed apparel. So catchy. You're going to see it on every episode, every show. So get ready, baby, because that's what I'm doing. What you doing, what you doing. But you going to catch it. You can go on talkersversusdoors.com and actually buy your apparel too. So much will be dropping. So much will be coming. Because guess what? It's a doors club. It's a doors club. I want everybody to be a part of this doors club. Because you should, whether that's your job, relationship, entrepreneurship, doership, friendship, familyship. If you ain't talking, then you doing it. So welcome to the Doers Club, Doers Club, Doers Club. Don't say that to Coach Rocket. That's one of my coaches, y'all. Don't send that to it, because I'm already in my head. I'm finna make a whole thing, some and everything. I need to get me a bit of a hugger for now. Doers Club. So if you see this and you got some lyrics for, drop them lyrics in there for me too. I sure appreciate you. But in the midst of that, of being that door and doing the things that I do, revamp, got a Doors Club. But also in the midst of this time, when everything has been going on, I started challenging and thinking to myself, how can I make myself better? Started Talkers versus Doors, changed several times as many entrepreneurs, did so many different things that was going on. Maybe let me try this. Maybe let me try this. So many different things that I was revamping for, but all of them was still directed to the growth and the purpose of me being who I am. So I didn't derail from that. So let's get that straight, because a lot of people I know say, hey, they doing this and doing this. Nothing wrong. I do a lot of things. You can be a jack of all trades, as they say, but you got to master one. And what came to me of mastering is being that person for youth and young adults as it relates to self-care. Okay. That is something I love. That is something I admire. That revamp back to allow me to reintroduce myself for people don't know. You hear Coach Perry. I am Coach Erica Perry. There's only one me, one Coach Perry. Catch me on Instagram, TikTok too. I'm really getting loaded on TikTok now. So go ahead and drop me a follow on there. I do follow back. But Coach Perry was something that is my love language. I like to tell people. Growing up in the Ensley area, when many believe in CN was poverty area and a lot of violence, I was able to make it out and be here what I'm doing today. And because of that, sports was my outlet of so much I went through, so many things that happened on the went that I finally started talking about as a young adult, as I still shall say. And start talking about those different things. It was like I went through a lot of mental health trauma. I went through a lot of you know, mindset things, just mental health, assault, all these things that I went through that I've kind of talked about in past videos. And also, you can catch me on my different channels that I talk about these things too. All these things I went through, and I started thinking about, man, I went through so many mental health things, which I believe and I know actually led me to become that social work, from that social work to that psychologist, and doing the work that I do. But through sports, because I played sports, it was my outlet and my scapegoat. And because of that, I wanted to help other youth and other young women that looks like me and talk like me and want to aspire to be great things, but have so much going on, have somebody they can look up to and talk to as well. So I became that coach for over 10 and a half years, did amazing job, still talk to majority, if not all of my athletes, go visit them, see their games, etc. Had the pleasure of coaching young men too, so don't get it twisted. I love youth in general. From there, amazing AAU team went all across the city and states, slapping high fives, taking names, and doing all that. Just call me the young Don Stanley, because that's what I was. That's what I'm in. But you know, just in this area now. But still, if it was, I get back out there. But if you see the understand until I say, hey, I got that door shirt for. Yes, 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 yes. I am. I'm cheerleader for. I love you. You better do your thing, girl. Excuse me, guy, because you know it's the spring. So with the spring going on, the weather, allergies and stuff everywhere. But that pushed me into saying, okay, what more can I do? As Mrs. Me coaching, I was pushing and pushing, and I was coaching in the city where I stayed, pushing and pushing more about self-care and mental health within our youth, and within our youth that they needed more than just that sport. Because we're going to be honest, when they say stats, only 1 to 2% really make up to a D1 college. What then you say, and from that 1 or 2% only make it to an actual lead. So sometimes it's short to none. But the great thing about it, sports do make that outlet of college. It helped me start off my career in college. Although I had academics too, because I had other stuff that I was doing, I was blessed with that. But college is a great thing, especially if you can take it on with sports. So that was an amazing thing of me filling that gap for so many parents and being that teacher for them and being that adult for them, being that caregiver, being that doer for them. Someone was showing them. I said, I gotta make sure I point to it. Someone that is showing them the right way and someone that understand what they're going through, because I was that person that was mirroring them, because I stayed in those apartments. I stayed in those areas. I slept in some of the same areas they slept in. So I knew that. So that allowed me to fulfill out that passion. But it came to a time when God said it's something else has to be did. Because as the more I talked about those in the schools or what I want to talk about, the schools kind of shied away from it. And with so much other things, I knew it was time for me to step back. So I stepped back from that, but I still said I have to do what I'm chosen, what my purpose is do is to still work with youth and young adults. So as you guys know too, allow me to reintroduce myself for the ones that don't know. I have a nonprofit too, Youth Talk United, amazing nonprofit, amazing youth that my main focus, I like to say that because people always say Youth Talk United. You talking about Talkers First Doors? Yes. Originally, Youth Talk United came before this, and Youth Talk United is just what it says. It's about you getting together, talking about everyday social issues, and we know once you get together and they talk about these things, they can unite and make some of the amazing, biggest impact. And I know that because as a youth, when I played sports and when we did things, once we set our mind on it, said we're going to do something, we made a way. For the ones that these 80 babies, we said we was gonna ride across to the next city, the next town on them bikes. We made a way. We said we was in a pack together, this side of the town against that side of the town. We united because we talked about it and we did it. But now I push that to do it in a positive way as well for my youth and young adults. So please check that out, Youth Talk United as well. They are some young social change agents that are doing some amazing things. So definitely would like to highlight some of them on down on here. But in the midst of all that, as I said, going on different things, me stopping the podcast to reevaluate me, looking to more things, doing more things, being more into the schools, being more in my passion, I started thinking about doing this time frame too was, yes, mental health is very relevant. And I speak about mental health awareness. But one of the things that happened too during my time of taking a break from so many different things and social outlets, I started saying, we can bring mental health awareness, but what does a youth or young adult need to know to help eliminate or reduce that before they get to that mental health challenges or issues? And for me, and still the things that I'm doing now that has helped me get over those suicidal thoughts, those overwhelmed and depressed thoughts because I wasn't working anymore. Everything was stripped away from me in the amount of one day a call, everything else gone, and me having to revamp my life because this was around COVID. So it was so hard to do anything else. So in the midst of that, I had to start self-care. Yes, self-care. So as a social change agent, that's what I have been diligently working on is helping youth and young adults understand the tools and strategies of what self-care means. And by implementing self-care into their daily lives, because you can go to therapists, you can go to counselors. I have and as I do. But what happens after that phone call? What happens after you leave into that building? You still have to build those things. So my job and my passion is still being with the youth. But what I want to do, parents, what I want to do, youth, is to actually give you educated information on self-care. And the thing about it, everyone needs self-care. Everyone can use self-care. And I'm going to push that for everyone. But I'm just informing you, those are some of the main things that I do in the school is teach about self-care. Because I started saying, what if I actually knew more about self-care and tips about it when I went through what I was going through? And not only that, when I went through things throughout my youth life, I probably would have been further along and better. But never forget, your storm is not for you, it's for someone else. So I was blessed to go through those things so I can be here now saying, you know what? It's a youth that's going to struggle or is struggling with some of the things that I've gone through. But now I understand the self care tips, not only because I've gone through it, but also I have the background and the education with that to be able to say, I know self care works, but it's how you implement it within yourself and understanding it. Because the first thing we hear about self care, luxury, or go get your nails did, or go get a haircut, and we think that is the main thing. It's not. Self care is so much more. And we're going to get in it on the next episode. We're going to talk a little bit more about self-care. Well, not a little bit more, a lot more in detail. And I'm going to continue. You will see more episodes about this. We would jump back into Talkers versus Doors and getting more information on that end. But again, I wanted to reintroduce myself, giving you guys a background to come back and say self-care is so important. What if our youth, what if young adults understand and knew how to use and utilize self care daily from when those challenges come? Because they're going to come. It's evident. It's life. Life be life and life go life. No matter how much money you make or how much you don't have, you're going to have some issues or problems. Anxiety, depression, all of those things are normal things. They're part of your mental health. Everybody have mental health. However, because of the stigmatized, people look at mental health as, oh, you're delusional or something wrong. No, mental health is our emotional, it's our it's our so psychological aspect of us. So everybody have emotions, everybody have a mindset, everybody have psychological thoughts. All those are in line with mental health. So we all have it. Hate to break the news for someone saying, no, I don't. Yes, you do. We all have mental health. Now, that may be what we call a spectrum when we're talking about more on a different level of education. You may have a positive and a negative spectrum. And I like to say that, and I use it as a seesaw, where, as you know, your positive should be up here. But maybe something happen and it fluctuates and it goes to a negative. And some people fluctuate a lot. Some go one, then the other. But however, we do all have mental health. One may be positive, one may be negative, but we all have some form of mental health. Just to lay that out, gonna get more of that. As you guys see the title and know, mental health awareness, some I talk about more prevalent though of how to reduce and eliminate that challenges or issues that will or may come up in your life, because now you're going to learn about self-awareness and the things that you need to do to incorporate self-awareness into everything you do. So I just wanted to come in and say that part. Allow me to reintroduce myself and reintroduce yourself to me too. If you are just following my channel, you just seen this and you like, yo, you are silly, you are crazy, but you dope. And I love you. I love you too. But I'm gonna be back. Got another episode that we're gonna run up, gonna go more in detail in this. As you guys see, I'm so happy, I'm so excited because I'm doing something I love. And I pray that the words that come out my mouth and the actions and everything that I do daily is going to be a blessing to you. And you're able to bless someone else. As I always say, if I touch one, I touch a million. Because I expect you to touch someone else and provide them with the words, even if it's just a laugh, even if it's just a smile, or even if it's just a look, and say, you know what, you are doing something great, because you're not talking, but you're doing. And that's whatever you're doing in life, that's getting up, that's moving, that's helping someone, you are doing what you're supposed to do because you're a doer. So, welcome to the Doers Club, Doers Club, Doers Club. But for real, as always, this is your girl, Coach Perry. And don't just talk about change, be the change that you want to be. And being the change that you want to be and see means you have to put action in. So don't just talk, let's do it. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Y'all have a good one until the next one.